Welcome to Modern Farmer, episode number 19.
It's number 19.
I'm your co-host, Maan, with my brother,
Gaurav, man.
winemaker,
Yeah.
extraordinaire.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Sure.
You bought a press, buddy.
I got a press.
You're in the big boy league. You bought that press from Italy.
Oh my god.
How much that thing cost? Actually, don't say the price.
It's expensive. It's as much as like a nice car.
It's much as a nice car,
It's a nice car.
and it's a press.
It's a press.
What kind of car would you compare it to?
Probably like,
Ferrari?
No. It's probably like a nice Honda Civic, like a really nice Honda Civic.
Dude,
Like
brand new? Fresh off the lot?
Fresh off the lot.
Dude,
Yeah.
those things are good on mileage.
Yes, they are.
I don't know if they're really get a lot of women, but they're pretty good. I don't know if you can hear this. That's the corkscrew going into a bottle of wine. I'm cracking this first, but I think I'm not. Do you want to have this one first, or do you want to have the other one first?
Other one first.
Why?
Because that's dry, it's sweet. You taste this one first, and I'm gonna taste it.
Oh, I understand.
Oh no, this guy's gonna mess it up.
Definitely not.
Pressure's on.
Pressure's never on, buddy.
Corkscrew. Talk about.
Jason's like, how's your week been? I'm like, I've been working too much, and I still got a lot of work left. Literally, what the hell kind of laugh was that?
That's life in general.
No, I don't think so. Right now, it's
That's-
extremely, extremely hard.
Oh my god.
This smells really good, this cork.
Let's see.
Synthetic or is this real? Synthetic, right?
That looks like real, but it's like a half.
Is it half? Oh, yeah. It looks better than the other one that we opened up.
Yeah.
Half?
It's probably like a real one that's fake.
That was a good blend, right? good. Like, it smells really good, doesn't it?
Yeah. You want to sniff, Jason? The Sniff High Club.
What do you think? It tastes like, smells like a cork, right? Anyways, I just poured myself some Conundrum. 2014
Thanks.
California.
Alright. Conundrum. What is conundrum? What does conundrum mean? It means like a problem or something, right? Like, oh, there's a conundrum that happened. Could this wine possibly be a problem from 2016 that happened?
God, this is great wine. It's really good. Okay, so this Gary Vee said on one of his podcasts, because someone asked him, how do you really find a good wine? What's the best way? He recommended you keep going back to the same, I don't know what you call it, sommelier. Or not the same sommelier, but the same rep that knows, that gets to know your palate at the same store that you always go to. And that person can recommend new wines that you want to either pair with what your food is, or can say, hey, listen, this might not be good for you because you didn't like the past one. Because they essentially are required to try all these new wines that come through the store, and they know a bit about it. And I talked to her, and this lady, I don't even know her name, and she was like,
Which store did you go to?
I went to Everything Wine. She was like, what kind of wine do you want? And I said, I want a red wine. She's like, what kind? I was like, hey, have you been to this place? Troika. She's like, no, I've never heard of it. So we went and opened up her computer there, and we Googled it. She's like, oh, we don't have it. And it was a $45 bottle of wine. She's like, that would be like $90 here. So I was like, I'm not interested in paying $90.
That's pretty good.
But I want something which is like a buttery wine. She's like, a buttery red? She's like, I've never heard of that before. I was like, I need something which doesn't hit your palate as strong in the beginning, but that picks up, has its climax, and stays a little bit afterwards. So it's a smooth start and a strong finish and a really good medium, complexion all the way through. It's not an up and down. It starts somewhere and it ends somewhere completely different, but it has a long journey. And it's enjoyable all the way throughout. You get to taste everything. Whereas a lot of wines that I've been tasting in the past and that we've tried on the show have had that really strong finish, strong start, and a really like climax, and they're like kind of like lingering, like bad. Like it's like sharp in your throat. I don't taste that with this. That might just be my palate. I'm wondering what you guys' opinion is. And I've only had one sip.
How much alcohol do you think is in this one?
12-13%.
It's 14.9%.
That's insane.
It's really high.
Do you taste the alcohol in
It
there?
doesn't taste like it at all.
In the end a bit.
I don't taste the heat. It's really good. It's like fruity. They get like red fruits.
It's nice wine, right?
Nice, good wine right there.
Right? It's
Yeah.
a really good wine.
How much was it?
This wine was $23.95.
Wow, it's a pretty good deal. I would have expected more. A lot of people that come to the Sunflower Festival like wine. on a regular basis. We've been selling a lot more wine than we have last year this time. I think mostly because of the Sunflower Festival. Last year this time we had really bad weather. Not that it was like rainy, but it was also that we had smoke. A lot of smoke was happening in August, like from either from the north or from like the Okanagan. So we didn't get that this year, and wine sales have definitely skyrocketed.
I don't know if you remember me telling you, but once I told you a couple of times probably that like my life is divided between 40% strawberries. Sometimes it feels like it's 99% strawberries. And right now is that time where my life is just overtaken by strawberries.
Yeah.
We did a lot of planning today in regards to haunted corners, and that was really cool too. So we know exactly what dates we're gonna do and how we're gonna organize the flow of the consumers, and I think that has a lot to do with the experience as well, because it isn't just that scare factor that people are coming for, but if you come and have a shitty checkout experience or check-in experience, and say you don't know what to do because you're stuck in line for 2 hours just to get into your haunted corners, or parking is a bitch, and just these small things add up to your overall experience and time and effort that you put into going to that place and spending your money. You won't come back, even regardless if it is just the best time you ever had inside, because you'll say like, yeah, it was a lot of fun, but man, that parking was horrible, I can't go back. Or yeah, it was a lot of fun, but I had to stand in line for 2 hours and that was ridiculous. So a couple of things that we're doing different this year for the haunted corners is that we're providing time ticketing, meaning that if you want to come for the October 14th or 15th, 16th, 17th night, you have to purchase a ticket for 7 p.m., 7:30, or 8 p.m. And you have that time slot to be there 1 hour before or half an hour before. And that ensures you get in within a half an hour time period. We're organizing so you're only in lineup for no more than half an hour. Where's your time here at Maan Farms? Maybe an hour or even 2 hours, right? Because you check in, you may buy a pumpkin, or you get some mini donuts. You'll go up to the queuing area, which we're gonna have, and we'll have like a live band playing and just food trucks maybe, where you get to hang out, and then you'll get in line because like your time will come, and that might be another half an hour on top of your entire experience that you've had so far, and then you might go inside the condominiums for half an hour to 20 minutes, and so you can spend this essentially the whole time here, because we're going to provide you food, drinks, and the fun, right? So it's a great date night. But the goal is to reduce that time period of when you're standing in line from 2 hours, which it was, to half an hour. Not 2 hours wasn't all the time, but that was probably the max. Sometimes it was even over 2 hours, 2 hours and 15 minutes. And people walked out of the haunted corner maze saying, shit, it was worth it.
It's really good.
Mic drop.
It's really good, yeah.
But
so
anyways.
How are you guaranteeing that they are going to be scheduled for 9:31 and get out by 8:31? Scheduled for
This guy's drunk.
Scheduled for 7:31
Yep.
and get out by 8:01. How do you making sure that happens within that half an hour?
I think what we're probably going to do, have people come in. If they purchase a 7 o'clock ticket and they're supposed to show up half an hour beforehand to get into queuing, and then they get through the whole processing and checking in, and they get into queuing for 7 o'clock, they might stand there for half an hour because they're waiting for because their ticket time actually might be for 7:30, and they might stand there for another half an hour. So I think it'll be half an hour to 45 minutes that will probably be playing in within that margin.
But what is your guarantee when you're selling that ticket for 7 o'clock? What's your guarantee? Do you have
There's
a guarantee?
no guarantee.
There's no guarantee.
There's no guarantee. We're putting colors on different tickets, so there'll be a yellow ticket, blue ticket, green ticket. And say yellow ticket will be 7 to 8, or be 7 to 7:30. I'm not sure what it's gonna be, half an hour, an hour, right? And then the blue ticket will be from 7:30 to 8, or it'll be 8 to 9, whatever we decide. Does that make sense? So you're supposed to be getting in line for that time period. You should get in your lineup by that time period.
What if they show up what if they have a 7 o'clock ticket and they show up at 8 o'clock?
Then we'll try to get them in. But there's
to.
Yeah, we'll try to get them in for the next time, but there's no guarantees. We'll probably push them through.
Because I feel like that's the big question you're gonna get.
We'll have reserves.
Because like that's gonna be like you're gonna get that question in the front of house.
But I don't think
and
that's
back of house.
I think that we're looking at it from the perspective of this never done before, but it totally has, because when people reserve a reservation for a restaurant, they come for 8:30, supposed to show up for freaking 7:15, or sorry 8 o'clock, 8:15. Show up 15 minutes before your reservation. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
You know,
different expectations from people, different things. But yeah, it makes sense. The communication is key with something new like this.
100%.
Because there's people yelling like, "Oh, this person is supposed to be at 8:30, but they got here at 9. What are you supposed to do?"
Yeah. So like we were sitting at the table and
because
thinking
like
about
even last year with like tickets, you'd buy tickets for a specific day. People show up on a different day and ask if they can still get in.
Yeah. But one of the things that we were discussing when we sat at the table was, how do we make money off them while they're standing in line? They can go to a food court. They can have wine tasting. We should have wine tasting over there. We should do these things. And I was like, wait. Our first priority in regards to these customers coming is obviously safety, right? 100% should be safe. Number 2 is the experience that they come for the haunted corners. Everything else is irrelevant. If the wine tasting doesn't sell, if the strawberries that we're selling or pumpkin patch doesn't sell, there's no extra photo op sold, or if none of that sold, the biggest ticket item of that time is the haunted corners. So if people come and they don't buy anything else, and we say we sell $10,000 in haunted corners tickets, right? And they all had a shitty experience because there was this big flaw. We didn't have any security, and there was a big fight, and someone got really hurt, and there was ambulances there, and it ruined the whole night for everyone. Because we got too greedy, and we wanted to have wine tasting up there, so people got drunk, right? And putting those two things together, assumptions. Hopefully that doesn't happen. That's a downfall because we took the priority over making money and selling wine. It was a profit-oriented priority opposed to the safety and the quality of the guests' quality. And that should be the number one thing. So once we know the exact flow of customers when they come in through the door, we know that they're going to be safe. Then we start adding things in, or we add them in from the beginning and we say, hey, listen, this is not going to work. We don't have time to fix it. We probably could, but it's going to take away from the safety and their time experience here. We need to get rid of it. That's it. It has to be a hard cut. That's a decision you have to make because you have to keep that focus point of quality and safety in your back of your mind. Right? End of the day, what else is going to sell tickets for 2021 or 2020? It's going to be word of mouth and having a good experience this time. A lot of people came last year and bought a ticket again. Not a lot, but quite a few people did. They came for multiple times because they had a good freaking time.
Yeah. I think what I hear is people come, like what I hear like on like a here and there basis is that I'll be talking to someone at a tasting room or like a wine tasting and they'll be like, oh, I came to the Haunted Corn Maze, but it was in like 2017 and it was so good.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we should go again this year. So I've heard that here and there, and I've heard a lot of people say like, oh, I've been here every year. So
what do you mean they came in 2017 was really good? Like they never came in 2018?
Yeah, I don't think they came back.
But why didn't they come back?
I don't know if them coming back was... Maybe I'm just talking to the wrong people at the wrong time, or like that customer has the same experience as the other customer, but they came once, but they never came the second year. But then they skipped a year and they came the next year. I've heard that a lot. The customers have
I understand.
Yeah.
They just skipped a year.
Yeah.
It was a leap year for them.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they go around and be like, oh, this year I want to try this and only this. And like we weren't on the list that year, and maybe we were on the list the next year.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm looking at the customer's perspective. Like, how do they think about these decisions?
What's the competition for this coming year?
Reapers
has been around for over, I think, close to 20 years. But I know it's been around for over 10 years.
Reapers and Friday Night. Friday Night sucks.
People say Friday Night.
No offense, but I've been there. It's not. It's more for like experience, like fun experience and a scary experience. That's what I would say.
It's younger teenagers, right?
Yeah.
Teenagers, I guess, who are from 12 and up. 12, 13 and up.
100%.
They can't drink because they're not of age, but they want to go out with their friends, and parents will let them go because they're in a safe environment, which they believe in because it's fenced in, and there's security, etc. around it. So those are most people that go. But like people who come to our place are usually
that crowd and more.
16, 7. No, they're usually 16 and up, I would say.
No.
Majority of the crowd, I'd say, is 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
I'd say a little bit younger.
You still think
you
so?
You should do a survey with that. But I'll give you free Haunted Maze tickets. If you've been to the Haunted Corn Maze, give me a survey. You should do that. So you did the wine survey.
We could.
Yeah.
We definitely could.
Yeah, we did a wine survey. Looked at the results today. We asked a bunch of questions and we gave them an opportunity to win a half a case of wine each entry, and then they came back and gave us really good insight. We got like 600 people who answered all these questions, and we got really good insight, like who drinks the wine, when they want to drink the wine, how much they want to spend on wine, where they're from. We got like different situations they want to drink in wine, how old they are. So we got all that good information. So I got one of the best job locations I ever got in my life as a business hiring person.
Let's go.
So Melissa, who is one of our like bookkeepers here and like admin people, she gave me this package. It was like this brown box, a repackaged Amazon box that I got in the mail. Oh my god, I had the best idea. Okay, never mind. Let's continue. Okay, I got this brown Amazon repackaged box sent to Gaurav Maan at 790 Mackenzie Road. All right, and I go to my office, open it up, bunch of freaking newspaper, this, that, and then I get this bottle of wine. It says apricot wine from Caramias Fruit 2017, right? Inside also is this freaking resume. This guy sent me his resume with a bottle of wine to be a winery cellar hand. That was epic.
That's mind blowing. That's 51.49.
That was epic, right? I called the guy like literally 2 minutes after. I'm like, "Are you available for an interview?" He's like, "Yeah, okay, I'll see you." And then,
no, what happened?
What do you mean? What happened?
What happened from that conversation in the phone call?
On the phone call?
Yeah,
I hired him.
No, but like you obviously you asked him who he was, etc. And how come he decided to do that? What was his answers?
He was like, "Oh, I just stood out, didn't I?" He's like, "Yeah, I did. Yeah, you did." He's like, he's like a home brewer and makes his own wine and stuff, right? And from his resume, he's a lot of experience in this industry, but he wanted to work in wine. He has a lot of experience in like brewing and like brew supplies, and he has experience with like BBA leadership, etc. But nothing in wine. So he wanted to become a winery cellar hand, and somehow he chose our business.
But did you ask him how he learned about us and why he chose to send you a box?
He said he really liked our business, like our agritourism aspect of the business.
But how did he learn about that you were part of the winemaking?
Oh, because I had the application up under my name.
I understand.
Yes.
Okay, so he was probably looking on Indeed, looking for jobs.
Yes.
He figured out that you are the person who does the wine here. Yeah. Then he learned more about the agritourism. He's like, okay, I like this business. I want to send it to him based off this application. That was like what? That was his lead, his door that he opened to figure out about Maan Farms.
Yes.
I understand.
Yes.
And then when's his first day?
This upcoming Wednesday.
Oh, he's coming from Caramias?
No, that's where he got the fruit from for the wine. He lives in Langley. He works in Surrey at a brewery. But he also wants to work here part time too.
What are you gonna have him do?
It's winery cellar hand stuff, just like working with wine hands on.
Cool.
So yeah, making the wine. Cool. Yeah, it's really exciting.
So you think that this employee is gonna do what for you?
I think he has a lot of knowledge about the industry in general that he can give us, and we can give him in terms of knowledge. And 3, I think he can just be able to work independently. I'm planning on hiring another person as a cellar hand. So if the 3 of us are working together, he can be kind of like, if I'm 1, he's like number 2, the other person's number 3. Like him, I don't see him working with us for like 3 or 4 years.
Why not?
Maybe he could be, but I feel like he has different aspirations, so different.
I think hiring is guessing and firing is knowing.
Really?
That's what employee management is. Once someone is not good for you or for the business, or you figured out that they're not going to work out in that position because they don't have the skill set, whatever the host of reasons are, they need to go. But when you're hiring, you don't know who that right person is going to be. Sure, they can provide you with the best resume and have the skill set and tell you that they have the qualifications to do the job, but there's another host of reasons why these may not fit the job because of the reasons that I stated earlier. Maybe they just are unable to do it, or they don't know how to mingle well with others, or they're just being like really rude to people. Like, you just don't know what it is.
You don't know.
And then once you know that they're doing these negatives, they gotta go.
Yeah.
They gotta go.
100%.
Because your business needs to be surrounded with people who are able to elevate everyone else. Once you have, especially a growing business, which has like management, 10 employees or less, or 20 employees or less, those are your foundational employees that are going to take you to the next level. So they should help elevate your current business by seeing, hey, listen, this is what should be next. Or I see myself growing into this. And so I see that with came in to Man Farms as just an actor. Then I put a posting out. I'm not sure how I hired him. I think it was just through Craigslist or something. He applied for it, and he was just scaring people, and he was really good, and he had some leadership aspects to it. He always stepped in front of everybody. And back then, I think he was maybe 15 or 16, right? And I was pretty young too. I was probably 19, 20 maybe. And he had the aspects of being a leader, and I put him in that position to help manage some of the other actors and make sure they're doing the right job. And then year after year, he grew more and became a better actor. And he was off, I think, for a year. And then this 2 years ago, he was like, hey, Amir, are you around? I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay, I was going to come see you. I'm like, okay. And then me and Dad were standing at the Raspberries, and he's like, I want to apply to be a job at Man Farms. I'm like, why? He's like, I just think you guys are a cool company, and I want to go with what you guys have. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I hired him on to help out with administrative a bit in the beginning and help more with Haunted. And then he was a big part of 2018 Haunted Gourmets to what it was and how successful it was. And now he's a major part of 2019 because I ended up taking him to St. Louis and learning everything about there, Salt Lake City, Utah, learning everything about Haunted and everything that we did out there. And now he has he has just as good of a understanding of the day-to-day know-hows of how a haunt runs. He may not understand the management side of things or have the experience of dealing with an agritourism business as I do, but if I put him in the position of dealing with of organizing the tools to conduct for the day, such as the employees, the training, the audition process, the rehearsal, to the actor, to the costumes and the makeup, he can manage it all. I never knew any of that in the beginning. None of that he would be able to do it, but now he's able to do it, and that's something that just happened and accumulated over time. Are you too drunk to respond to that?
No, I'm listening. No, it's really good. I feel like that's.
But
I feel like
maybe
people,
this guy can do the same thing for you.
I agree with you, Amir, but I agree 100%. I have no idea. It's guessing. Like
it
you
is.
Said, it's like you said, it's guessing. So
it's guessing.
I have no idea, so I'm guessing one way. Maybe it's a different way.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
But it's an adventure that you go and you hire someone.
I agree 100%.
It's always like fun and stuff, and
yeah,
it's a lot of work, and you're always a better boss when the person first comes on, and later on you're a shittier boss, and that's just normal because like a person's a better employee in the beginning and it's a shittier employee later on, and I think that what's really helped always happens.
A person's a good employee in the beginning, but a shittier employee later on.
Not shittier, but like not as good.
What? How does that make sense?
That does not make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Because I'm really contradicting myself in my own brain right now because I know of some great employees.
You just said that you were a great boss in the beginning and became a shittier boss, and then you said that good employees or employees start as being good and become bad.
This
later.
is 750 milliliters of wine that I pretty much drank myself.
I drank 2 glasses. Basically,
I drank 4.
No, you didn't.
Well, yeah. How many times I poured it? Way more than him, right?
I think you're on my least third.
I just drank my second.
Well, I'm on my 4th now.
Anyways, getting back to the employee part, I feel like you're correct with employees are guessing. You never know until. I feel like if you think you're a good influence and you are a good leader, you can create really good employees out of almost anything. except for if that employee's like has really bad intentions, or is just like really, really, not with it, right? And I feel like you can get stuck in the game of like, this employee's so good, like I want them to do really well, like they're so good, and they keep letting you down. So like I feel like that's a big issue that a lot of business owners face, is like their employees, they have these expectations and somehow they let them down, or somehow they like do amazing, so you're back on your phone.
No, but I'm listening to everything you're saying. I understand that you can have expectations of your employees and they keep letting you down, but how do you think that as an owner you get past that?
You either put them in a different position where they're good at what they do and they won't let you down, they can continually succeed at a rate that you expected or above you expected, or you find someone else who can fulfill that role for you.
Why can't you just lower your expectations though?
You can lower your expectations. That's why finding someone else is.
Because like I remember when I sat down with
When did you sit down with this guy?
I sat down with him in 2018, I think.
For what?
He was coming to town, and I messaged him. I was like, "Yo, are you available to sit down?" Because obviously you know him.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Sure, I remember.
He has
now.
the backpacks now.
I remember. He has the backpacks now.
He has backpacks now. He started Kickstarter. He lives in New York. He knows Gary Vee. He's met him.
Really?
He's met Babin and D-Rock.
I didn't know.
You know D-Rock?
I know who D-Rock is.
Yeah, hangs out with D-Rock. Crazy shit.
That's cool.
So I sat down with him, and then he's like, "Yeah, I hired this employee. I wasted thousands of dollars on him or whatever." And I thought he could do all these things, but he's like, it's really, really, really hard to hire a perfect storm. It's much easier to hire one-off people to do these individual jobs, but what that does is increase your management output, because now you have to manage more pieces of the puzzle to all work together in unison. For example, if you're a designer and you're designing items which need to get posted on social media, Jason is a social media poster. He posts everything on social media. Then I have someone else that promotes all the social media posts. Number 3, right? And they're all 3 are good at each of those things. Whereas one person could be a designer, posts on social media, and then does all of the online Facebook ads, right? In my example, I do the posting and I do the Facebook ads. D does all the capturing and the designing, right? And we're a good team. We do a really good job. I post when I need to. D does a good job in designing everything which she needs to. And she's like, just meshes really good with me. And we do a really good job at everything. And that's from our perspective. But that's really hard to find a D. Like, there's other employees which I've hired in the past, which I've thought that they were able to do just as good a job as D, and I had to lower my expectations, or I had to put them in different routes. I had to pivot them, just like you're saying. And you're so right, because you think that people can attach to the emotional connection of the employee of where you want them to succeed, but they don't succeed because they are who they are. And I think that you need to release that emotion and be more empathetic towards that individual and say, hey, listen, this might not be your strengths, where I think your strengths are better over here, and that employee will be happier. You'll be happier because you'll be more excited about that employee's successes and what they're doing on a day-to-day basis, and that employee will be happy that you accept everything that employee's doing. You know what I mean? So I think in all together, it's obviously much easier to hire someone who's good at one particular job, and it's so much harder to hire a perfect storm. But when you do fire that perfect storm, man, I think it's really good to have those one-on-one meetings, or really connect with that person on a regular basis, see what's making them tick, to keep them around longer and longer, because those key employees are the foundation to your day-to-day success and long-term success. Not your day-to-day, but your long-term success, because they're the ones that create that environment for new employees that come into the circumstance. And when new employees see that output that the other employees doing, man, your life's so much easier. Hi guys, hi Facebook, hi Instagram. It's Farmer Mir here. We're on episode 19 of the Modern Farmer Podcast. I just bumped the mic. And what we usually try to do on this app, on Facebook Live or Instagram Live, is try some wine, because we're in a state wine near ourselves, if you guys don't know that. And today we're trying our Monte Creek Ranch. It's a Hascap berry wine
from Kamloops.
From Kamloops. However, fun fact, Hascaps is also named for a goji berry. It's something that we currently are not very aware of. It's not consumer centric inside a local environment. However, farmers have known about this variety or this plant for quite some time. Caves Family Farms, which
Yeah.
is what's it called, Apple Barn.
Yeah.
They do a great job in their Haskats and goji berries. So if you guys are interested in learning more about this plant and what it is, go head out to Taves.
Look at the
Or if you guys are there, pay attention to this and remember this podcast. And the second one which we're trying out here is a 2016 Conundrum from California, from the Wagner Winery? Is that essentially what it's called?
No. It's just the Wayne. It's like it says Charles F. Wagner. The Charles F. Wagner family of wine.
I didn't know what wine to choose when I went to the liquor store, but I ended up speaking to this lovely lady, asking her about this wine that I've tried in Napa Valley called Troika. She said she didn't have it, and she asked me what kind of flavor I wanted to try. And I remembered when Gary Vee said that the best way to try new wines is to continuously go back to that same rep that you're going to and ask them about wines which fit your own palate, and they get to learn your palate just like you do. And the reason why I keep saying or I'm recommending going to a rep is because a rep is a part of their job is trying new wines on a daily basis, or at the winery or at the liquor store that they're working at, and so they learn about that. Then they already know you and your palate, and they can associate, hey, listen, this person might like that, or this person might like that. Just like how you know that your spouse or friend or sister or brother really likes chocolate ice cream or loves pina coladas or whatever it is. Those reps get to know their customers and what kind of flavors they like to try. And I ended up telling that rep, hey, listen, I like wines which are a little more smoother start. So they're a bit more mature. So not a vintage which is from 2019, something which is, or 2018, something which is a few years older. That's been aged a bit. So that's why she recommended this 2016. And I recommended buttery, and she's like, hey, listen, there's no buttery red wines. I've never heard of that before. I said, well, come on, like, help me out. She's like, okay, I know what you mean. So she recommended this on top of that. It's an awesome recommendation. You liked it,
That's pretty good. Yeah,
right?
it's very fruity, but it's still subtle, easy to drink.
It's not strong,
Yeah.
right? But where it is, but it still has a good foundation where it doesn't just fizzle out. It has a lot of flavors to it when you're drinking it.
No, for sure. It grips the palate.
Don't you think so?
Yeah.
100%. So if you listen, guys, if you guys have any questions in regards to how the business is working, or what we're doing today, or why we're even live, ask us. If you guys want to know more about the Sunflower Festival, more about the strawberries, organic wine, some more topics about marketing, how you can work here, what's happening with fall, princesses. We got a question about Paw Patrols today. Anything that you guys have any questions about, we'd love to take your questions and move forward with that. I think someone just dropped a question in the Instagram feed. Do you have that open, Jason?
Yes.
So what's the question?
Just a comment.
Cool.
My post in my blog went live with my experience at Maan. So I think they're saying they
Yes.
blog, talk about the experience here. And that's from, I don't know how to say it, so JIMENA_yoga. So obviously you must have tapped into the goat yoga a little bit.
Go yoga.
Awesome.
But only
Okay.
one way to find out is maybe
Check out the blog.
check it out.
Alright guys, so if you guys see next comments, check them out and hook that person up with a little read on their blog post, because when people come out here, they experience our farm and they give their true perspective. If you guys have never been on here, why not read someone else's perspective and see what you can get yourself into before you actually come out here, because we got a lot of stuff to do. So you're pouring another glass here?
Top up a little bit. We still gotta try the Hascap.
We cracked it, we haven't tried it.
We let it air out for a bit.
Is it true that red wines, you're supposed to let them air out for about 45 minutes?
It depends on the wine, but yeah, you can definitely air them out. You can air them out for like a day if you want, or
What do
2
you mean you
days.
said it depends on the wine? Come on here.
What do you mean?
Give us some details.
If it's like a wine that's really heavy and if it's a wine that's like brand new, very green, airing it out will help with it kind of you enjoying it more, because it won't be as astringent. It won't be as greeny. If you let that oxygen get in, it kind of age the wine.
You said brand new and green. Brand new and green meaning that it hasn't been aged for a while?
Yeah, it has been aged for a while. Maybe it just got bottled. Maybe it's a 2019 vintage. 2019 vintage doesn't exist right now, but maybe it's 2018 vintage.
Okay, so
You know?
something which is not as mature.
Exactly.
Okay. What do you in regards to vintages, do you ever look at saying, okay, this is from 2013 to 2014, yes. that's a really good time period. 7 years old or 6 years old for me to try some wine. Do you ever think like, hey, listen, I like this?
What you should think is you should look at a specific region you like.
Yeah.
If you like France, if you like Burgundy and Bordeaux, you should go back research what were the best years in Burgundy and Bordeaux for wine. If it's 2013, go get a bottle of 2013 wine. It might be like $700.
Oh, come on.
But
I'm not gonna spend $700 on a bottle of wine, bro.
that's a better way to look at it, because a lot of people will be like, oh, 2013 was a really good year of wine, but it might have been a great year in France, but could have been like a really bad year in BC.
That makes a lot of sense. No, 100%, because it's on a growing climate.
Right? It's a different growing climate.
Essentially, at the end of the day, you just have a piece of fruit inside your bottle. That's all it is.
I mean, 2013, 2015, 2016, it's all depends on the growing season, because at the end of the day, the biggest factor in making a good wine is the grapes that go into it. If you grow them really well and you have the perfect grapes for the perfect wine, you're going to make a really good wine. Oh, this guy's feeling it. You just did that on Facebook Live, Instagram Live.
That just happened right now. Who got a bottle? Let the bottle be. Let it be. Let it shine.
Damn.
Oh man, it's a good wine. We're almost done. This spills. I'm notorious for that.
You're doing a pretty good job of hiding it. You're
Was I doing a good job?
You're drunk right now.
So it is Wednesday today, Wine Wednesday. We're excited for the coming weekend to start up here, but we're actually moving into a new time period, which is going to be fall.
Oh,
Fall means
Labor Day weekend.
Labor Day weekend, yes. Fall means we're coming up on pumpkins. Pumpkin season means there's going to be haunted and Halloween. Haunted Halloween means we're about to get our busiest time of the year ever.
Yeah, we're blessed to be busy for a few years.
Yeah, seriously, that's literally awesome.
Yeah.
So, but this last year was awesome busy, like crazy busy. Some people were standing in line up for about 2 hours, which is crazy.
Whoa.
But people were still going through the haunted corn maze and having a good experience, and that's just something that we've been kind of growing and seeing. And I equate a lot of that creativity in what I do on a daily basis of haunted corn maze and how we're creating it for the new year to the time and experiences that I've gained in traveling to other farms and seeing what they do and how they grow things and how they make things. And that's literally why I feel like we are one of the scariest places in Canada for a haunted corn maze, is because of the things that I've seen and the knowledge that other farms have provided me and helped me with. The haunted corn maze, if you guys don't know, is a path throughout the corn that we dedicate and put shipping containers throughout it, and people have actors hidden inside there to scare people through out of it. It lasts for about 20 to 30 minutes, meaning that it's like a long ride, and we try not to let people out in case of emergencies. We do, but we try not to let people out when we tell them that, hey, listen, this is like an airplane ride. Once you get on, you don't get off to the very end. Those are my exact words. They're like, oh no, I can't go in. The guys are like hiding behind their wives. Usually the guys are the most scared. It's so funny. But that's a bit about the haunted corn maze. And so I'm excited for fall. I'm excited for the haunted corn maze. I'm excited for the pumpkin patch. I'm excited to try new things that we have set for this year, such as pitch black, interactive, where people can touch you. It's going to be unreal. I feel like we're going to have a lot of challenges from the entrepreneurial setting, but it's going to be a new challenge that we have to take on and overcome. Big one to think about all year.
One.
Definitely.
Yeah. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, wine sales peak.
Wine sales go crazy.
Why do they go so crazy?
It's just people are just there to have a good time.
Here? Locally, you mean?
Yeah, at the haunted corn maze.
Okay.
Yeah. No, the demographic that comes there is usually, there's a portion of the demographic that's between, like, I would say, like, low teens to 18. And there's the large portion of the demographic that's 19 and above. And everybody likes alcohol, so they come to our taste room. They have some wine tastings. They might go home with a bottle of wine, and they really enjoy the experience there. That's why wine sales peak. You know?
So it's in tasting room sales? That's what really helps you out, or what?
Yes. Wow, this guy's pouring the Hascap wine.
Let's give you a little try.
Yeah. I'll tell you a little story about this Hascap wine. It's from Monte Creek Winery Ranch in Kamloops. I was up there for a wine festival in June. Went to the tasting room and I bought this bottle of wine. This is one of the fruit wines they make. They make two different types of fruit wines. They make a blueberry wine that's really popular. It's available at a lot of different locations. and make this Hascap wine. The lady said that they're gonna no longer make it after this last vintage, so I decided to pick up a bottle.
So we're trying it today.
That's what we're trying today.
Cheers.
Cheers.
You ready to try it?
Yep.
Okay, a full method or what?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm gonna smell it without too much of an aggressive swirl first.
You want some? You sure?
Velvety smells. I definitely do smell the outside skin of the Hascraps. I don't know if you guys have ever tried.
I feel like I get like
Hascraps
onion.
before.
I feel like I get like a little bit of onion.
Oh, okay, that's interesting.
Like jalapeno.
That's interesting. But I do smell Kelowna apricot smells. Like apricot fruit, peach fruit. I can smell that right off the velvety, the skin of it. Oh, I smell your onion a bit.
This is onion like jalapeno,
Uh-huh.
right? You know? It's like that. Got that like a warm note to it.
Geez, this one for a sip. And I liked it. We'll go for another one.
That's pretty good. It definitely tastes like cranberry.
This is really good wine.
It's pretty good.
It's damn good.
It paired
You
really
like
well.
it? Jason tried it earlier. He was like, "That's not good."
I'm sure it's different.
You don't like it?
It just,
You try this one?
yeah.
Really? It's got like that finish, like that intense finish.
This is what Hascaps taste like. They always have a really pungent taste to them, and this wine has it.
It tastes like, you know when you chew on a vitamin C tablet? It kind of tastes like that. But not in a bad way.
That's so cringe.
Not in a bad way.
No, this tastes like candy, like a Jolly Rancher or a Cherry Bomb candy,
Okay.
like a gummy candy.
Okay.
Don't you taste that?
I taste that.
100%.
Taste that.
But like it needs to be iced, like
most
super cold.
most of the flavors on the finish though. That's what I taste, like on the tip of my tongue. This wine gives you a totally different experience than the other one,
Obviously.
right? This is more like, that one is more like this. This one is more like this.
Wow.
Like it peaks
That's
at the
popcorn wine.
finish.
Let me have some popcorn. Just cleanse my palate because I want to try the red after this. Just to see what I taste. You said that you're not supposed to go from like a super sweet wine to like a red wine like that, but I want to taste what it tastes like. What's the alcohol on it?
11.5.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad.
Don't you think that it would be higher?
They could do higher if they wanted to, but they decided not to.
Why do you think that?
Well, it's not, honestly, it doesn't really taste like a dessert wine as much.
They stopped the fermentation sooner? Is that what they did, or what?
No, they probably decided to add, like when you have a higher alcohol, like above 13%, it can be a fortified wine. So you add more alcohol to it. That's why it's above 13. 11.5 could have been like the natural sugar content in the wines, in the actual Hascap berries before they did the fermentation, or they could have added sugar to the fermentation to get to 11.5% alcohol. Basically, fermentation is the process of turning sugar into alcohol with yeast. So either the Hascaps had that high of a sugar content before fermentation, or they added sugar, right? Or they could have like slightly increased, tweaked the alcohol with like fortified alcohol.
You should tell people about your press.
My press?
Yeah, I'm interested in knowing more
My
about
press is lit. So basically, I bought a car. Yeah, we bought this press. It's a 1,200 liter press, a huge upgrade for the winery. Basically, what it is.
Massive.
Yeah, it's huge.
It was such an inhibition in regards to wine production.
Yeah,
So slow the way they were doing it.
yeah,
Okay, never mind. I don't mean to interrupt. Keep going.
yeah. I mean, previously we were using a 300 liter press. Now we're going up to a 1,200 liter press.
Yep.
It would probably take a whole day to press one fermentation. Maybe 2 whole days to press one whole fermentation. What I mean by that is after the fermentation, there's these lees, the yeast at the bottom that you want to press. It has all the juices as well. And it takes you about a day to 2 days for 2 people to use that press. A lot of manual labor, which is a lot of labor in general. Now we upgraded to a 1200 liter press, so basically cutting our time in quarters from 300 to 1200, you know. So I feel like we can get that job done probably in 8 hours, as we were doing before. Basically, what it is a giant bladder that's in the middle of this press. It's basically looks like how would you describe it? It's like a barrel. It's like a spinning barrel. Inside there's this big balloon. You put the grapes or the berries inside this press, and you fill this balloon up with air, and it squeezes all the juices out of the fruits that you have.
It fills up with hydraulics.
Yeah, hydraulics, air.
It's hydraulic.
Yeah.
No, it's hydraulic. It's fluid.
Fluid.
It fills up with fluid.
Fill up fluid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got that from Italy. It took us about.
It's a big airbag.
Pretty much.
That's inside of a container, and the container also, it's one side of it is an airbag what's decompressed. At the same time, you pump in all this liquid and solids, and that airbag gets pumped with like hydraulic fluid, or like it just expands with the press does its job essentially, and as it expands, it's pressing all of the juice. It's like squeezing your hands down on like a portion of berries. If you imagine squeezing all the berries down, a big bunch of them, squeezing them right down, and all the juice coming right out of your hands.
It's pretty much there's a wall. The balloon inflates against the wall.
That's right.
And it presses the juices out of the berries into this cavity. The cavity is pumped into a tank, and then you have your wine.
100%.
Yeah. So that really increases our production capacity and reduces our cost. So it's probably been like a 5-year in coming to buy this press, because we've been using that press since the beginning.
100%.
Yeah.
I agree.
So bigger and bigger fermentations. We bought bigger tanks and we bought a bigger press. We're getting a new pump, so it's exciting.
Pumps are freaking expensive. They're half a car.
Half car pumps, yeah.
They're crazy expensive.
They're basically the arteries of the winery.
They're so stupid.
It's called
so
a pump.
expensive.
Your heart's the
Jeez.
pump. The winery pump is a pump.
It's so nuts.
So it's so important.
Okay, guys. If you guys don't know, we're drinking the Conundrum 2016, and we recommend you guys do try it because it's an awesome $23 bottle of wine in Canada. So maybe this is on California. It's only 13, 14, 15, 16
Probably,
bucks,
yeah,
right?
Probably.
And so it's awesome. It's usually like half, right?
I don't know about half.
No, because she was saying that $45 bottle of wine was like probably 80, 90 bucks.
It's probably a little bit hyperbole there.
Maybe. But it's probably about $17, $18 bottle of wine in California, which is...
I mean, just based on the exchange rate, divide that by 1.3, what do you get?
No, exactly. So it's an awesome drinking wine. Awesome. Perfect. It's really complex, so meaning that a lot of different types of drinkers will like it. It has some sweetness to it, has smoothness to it. That saltiness definitely does come out, and it's really smooth. So it's not hard drinking. It's easy to drink. So if you guys do want a solid glass of wine, we recommend this $23 Conundrum. And it could probably be priced at $30, $35. Definitely. What do you think?
I feel like a little bit more.
You really?
Yeah, no, I feel like it'd be a little bit more than what it's priced at now.
So like 27, 28?
Yeah.
I think it's 30, man.
Yeah?
I've had shitty $35 bottles of wine.
Yeah, I know, but that's incorrectly priced. If you're looking at this to price it correctly,
Yeah.
I feel like high 20s is good.
Yeah, even high 20s, it's $35 bottle of wine.
Yeah. But you know, you could price it at $50 if you really wanted to. If you really wanted to, you could.
It would elevate the value, right?
Yeah,
Damn.
it would.
It's a different way of thinking about it.
Yeah. It's
Cool.
just because there's so much mystery around a bottle of wine. You don't know what's gonna cost. Is it really worth that $50?
Yeah, that's so true.
Right? Is it gonna be blow your mind?
Yeah.
Right? It's like, what the hell is Conundrum? Wow, this looks like it's gonna be good. And like when he said it's $23, I was surprised because I thought it'd be more.
You know, when we're talking about wine, you know what bothers me, comes to my mind?
What's that?
You know I'm going to call you out.
I'm glad.
You're releasing wine without doing any sort of marketing or advertising behind it. Am I right or am I right?
If you're right, you're right. You're incorrect. You're incorrect.
I might be incorrect, but I don't see how we release Sahil which was that. What is Sahil? It is no, not Sahil. It was 3 wines that you released.
Yeah.
It was Sigirbe,
Sigribe.
Sigribe.
Sigribe. Noir Rosé.
Rose. You released a rosé. I don't even know about it. I have no clue about the damn rosé. Rosé is like one of those wines which are so in all summer. Everybody wants to drink a rosé, especially females.
Yeah.
We have done no marketing around it because I have no clue what the hell's going on. I'm upset.
I think you're missing a few factors here.
But I want to know.
Because we weren't even able to allowed to sell grape wines.
Okay, that's so true.
Right?
That's so true. So
And
you
they
literally
came-
just opened it back up? Is that what
I
happened?
already opened it back up.
Okay.
What's
Let's do a
up?
launch
Like,
party. Let's do a launch
we
party.
could do launch
for
party
Sigiribe.
like in November if you wanted to. Like,
Wow, that's not a good time to do a launch party for rosé.
why not?
How many bottles of that do you have?
We have a pallet and a half.
That's not even enough to get through summer.
Yes, it is.
The next summer, you think it's enough?
No, we'll have more next summer because we have a different vintage.
So true. Okay, we gotta do a launch party for May.
How about we
rosé.
talk about before launch party? I want to do e-commerce sales.
No, but
Because, like-
you don't understand.
It's grinding my
E-commerce-
gears.
No, you're
It's
not.
grinding my gears.
Your
You
gears
don't want
let
to know
'em
why
grind.
it's grinding my
It
gears?
doesn't matter.
Because we get orders on email. People have taken the time out to write, "Oh, I want 2 cases of wine. I live in Ontario. Can you send me 2 cases of wine?"
I agree.
But what
with
about
you're saying.
those other 9 out of 10 people that like, "Oh, do they sell wine?" Go on their website, click on the cart. Can I pay for it? No, I can't. What about those people?
Listen, to Chancha. The thing here is,
Chancha.
the thing is, there needs to be a product which is your home run or hero product, which takes your brand to the next level. And for me, I'm seeing that being without any marketing or any focus, it has automatically become your Blackberry table.
Yeah,
That's your number one product, which is always sold out.
yeah.
It has the most hype behind it. I don't know why.
Me neither.
Because
It's just fantastic.
It's just a regular wine,
Yeah,
but it sells.
it's a
like
fantastic
nothing.
wine, not a regular
Like
wine.
it sells all the time. I don't know why. I think we should open it up maybe on the next one. Maybe we should go. Should I go get a bottle right now?
I think we're already 2.5.
Okay, I'll
a
go
bottle
get it.
and a half
I'll be right
deep.
back.
Damn. We're almost sold out. You're gonna get rid of another one?
I never tried it.
Wow.
Back already.
You almost rolled a 2018 Blackberry.
Yeah.
I cracked the bottle.
It's good. Just crack the bottle.
This is the fucking benefit of having wine.
Whack a bottle.
You'll take some of that too, my guy.
This
Okay.
guy wants that blackberry. Blackberry yum
I'm gonna
yum.
give it a little rinse.
He wants the blackberry yum yum.
Okay, guys. Welcome to Modern Farmer Podcast, where we just get drunk off wine.
Yeah, pretty much.
Want to give it a little sip to clean the glass out?
Chiquita. Chiquito.
Give it a little
Bueno.
sip. Okay, now I'm gonna pour you a little bit.
I'll pour myself.
Pour yourself? Alright, my guy.
Yeah.
Okay, this is how I like to try my wine, okay? Guys, there's
Spontaneously opening up a bottle of wine. That's how I can try it.
I go in for the smell without the stir. And I'll have to compare it after I have stirred it, so let's do that. Nice rigorous stir, as you can see.
You're introducing oxygen.
Wow. It's very fragrant. A lot of rose flavors.
To me, it smells like, I don't know, I can't name the smell. It's hard. For a blackberry.
That's crazy. It's still not even gone off your tongue yet, right? And you're like, what is that?
Still there. Still like.
You're like, what is that, right?
Yeah.
The
And you can
nose-
go for another sip right now and be like, what?
The nose, the
A little
nose,
dangerous.
That's dangerous, dude.
the nose perfectly matches the palate. Right? It smells like it tastes. That's a really good quality of a really good wine.
You've outdone yourself on that one.
I know.
How many cases do you have left?
There's only 60 cases left.
I need 6.
We bottled.
I need 10%.
We bottled the most wine we ever bottled. of
I'm
this-
saving 10%.
We
You guys don't
bottled.
get it. I get it.
We bottled the most wine of this kind that we've ever done any other one, and we sold 90% of it in 2 months. So, yeah, this is almost gone, guys. Very sad.
People like easy drinking, obvious wines. What I mean by the obvious means is like people want to associate what they're drinking with a distinct flavor that is not complicated, nor can it ever change. Because I bet you after you have a bite of a steak or have some shrimp or have a salad to maybe even have ice cream and you try this wine, they'll still give you that strong finish. Every single time. It's your go-to. It's like, yeah, I love this wine because it's what I want every single time. People come and buy cases of this at a time, right?
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Lady came in about 3 cases, said she drinks 3 a day.
3 a day?
3 a day, that's what she
3
said.
bottles.
Yes. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I went for every meal, apparently.
I can't even finish half a bottle.
Damn.
She's not drink 3 bottles. Let's be real.
That's what she said.
No, that's a
By
lie.
herself or with friends.
With friends, dude. Come
I'm
on.
just saying 3 bottles a day.
Come on. Who is
You need
she?
to ask
I want to
all
be
my
her
friends.
friend.
Yeah. Oh my, oh my. That's a good one. Yeah. For
What do
some
you
reason,
describe that taste like? You haven't done that yet.
I don't know.
I do.
It's citrus. Like you get like that orange peel taste to it.
Dude, it tastes like a sour cherry.
Tastes like sour cherry.
Sour cherry with
agree with you.
grapefruit notes.
I agree with you. Like
and
dog cherry.
lime and lemon all attached to it.
Yeah.
But it's still it has
It's
a
very-
sweetness where it doesn't bite you at the end.
It's very juicy, but it leaves your palate feeling dry at the same
It's
time.
messed up.
Yeah. You know, the thing about blackberry wine is that since day one, since we became a fruit winery, people always draw to blackberry wine. I don't know why. Since day one, like the first tasting I've ever done in my life is like, oh, I want to try blackberry. I want to try blackberry. I want to try blackberry. They don't be like, oh, I want to try blueberry. I want to try strawberry. It's like, I want to try blackberry, 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 blackberry. I don't know why that is.
You should make a blackberry nude.
Maybe it's because
You gotta-
people
you gotta stop
grow
talking.
up.
I have
Maybe
the best
maybe it's
idea.
because people grow up picking blackberries on the side of the road and they experience that, or maybe their parents make blackberry wine, or maybe like they just know blackberry wine's a good thing.
You need to buy.
But I don't know.
You need to take your blackberry, mix it with vodka, add some bubbles to it. What I mean by sparkles, like
This is another reason this wine's amazing is because it almost tastes exactly like sangria.
then can
So,
it put
yeah.
blackberry. That's it. And at the bottom right by Man Farms. It'll be like a nude. It'll pop off the
Pop.
shelf.
Pop. Shock top. Pop.
Oh, let's get out of here before we make a fool out of ourselves.
Yeah, I know. No questions. How
Too late.
sad.
Modern Farmer, episode number 19. We're
Yeah.
about to get a fool.